Well, here it is, the beginning of our Harvest Right journey. Now, we got the XL size of this freeze dryer, and we are super excited to get this set up and running. We have big plans for this, not just for ourselves, for our own food, but to even start making and selling it to local businesses here. So if you guys want to follow along with our journeys, be sure to subscribe to us and we'll take you along with the ride. I also built this table just the other day. This is a 4x4. I bought this 4x4 sheet at, I think it was Lowe's, for about $30. And then these 2x4s I got, and just kind of put it all together. So this is what we're going to use to hold our new XL Harvest Right freeze dryer. So we finally got our Harvest Right freeze dryer. This is the XL model of it, but we finally got it up here. We got it set up on this table. I then covered it with this plastic wall board and put this trim around it, but this thing is a monster. This thing weighs, I think, between 250 and 300 pounds, and it shows because it took almost 4 of us and we still kind of messed this up a little bit and ripped it getting it up here. So make sure, especially if you buy this XL version, that you get some help moving it or setting it up where you need it. Now this XL version came also with, if you look up here on top, the impulse sealer. It came with an oil filter. This is the rack that slides inside, and you can see there's a cord right here, and that plugs up into this cord. And then you got your drain hose right here. And then on the other side, you got your hose for your pump and then your power cord. And really, that's all there is to getting it set up. Now, some of the other stuff that came with this one was the oxygen absorbers. And we also got some Mylar bags here, 8x12. And then the pump is still in the box here. I haven't got that out yet. And then you got some other papers here. You have your owner's manual, and you have a guide to freeze drying. And then also with this unit, you have to have a dedicated 20 amp receptacle. So I went ahead and bought one of these. I'm going to have to switch it out with the one you see down there on the wall. And then we're going to be able to get this up and running. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is let me open this up and show you inside of it, because this thing is very solid. Look how thick this door is. So inside of this, the first time you get it, obviously you want to wipe it out and clean it out good. And this seal comes off. This is a very heavy duty seal that goes around like that. So if I turn this around, you can see how thick this is. And so you can see here when you close the door how it touches the edge of the seal, but when it vacuums and seals shut and it suctions, this door is going to even push in harder against this seal, and you're going to notice it more. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get this changed out, and then we're going to take this hose here. This is for the drain, and we're going to connect that into here. And then you even have a little valve here where you can open and close it. You obviously want this to be on closed unless you're draining it. And then we're going to connect this hose to this, and then also once we get it open, to our pump. We're going to wash our trays real good, and then we got a couple loaves of bread we're going to use for our first test run. That's to make sure everything works fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this done. I'm going to get this hooked up, and then we'll move on. So I got the receptacle changed here. Now make sure that you're following your electrical guidelines for it, and if you're not comfortable or know how to do that, contact an electrician. Make sure you have the proper setup for it. Now what I got now is the pump. So this is where the oil is going to go into. They give you this container of oil, which is what we're going to use to fill right here. I actually just unscrewed this and took it off. And so we're going to fill this up. Now down here you have a little gauge that shows you how full it's supposed to be, and they recommend you fill it about halfway up or just a little more. This here you want to make sure is closed. If this is open, you're going to drain your oil out. So make sure this is on closed. And then up here on the top, you have another little knob here, one for C for closed and one for open on open. This one you want to remain on open. So we're going to leave this open, and then we're going to take this and we're going to attach it down here onto this. And then we should be about ready to go. So far, so good. We flipped on the power switch, clear on the back side of the machine. In the back's the power switch. Turned it on, gave it a few seconds, and now you can see we got our little screen here. Click on customize, and you have all different kinds of settings. and then you're done. You can simply click on start and it goes, and it's really that easy, guys. Now up here, if you click on that, you also have some testing features, and so you can see more details about all that and follow the user manual to learn how all of that works. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get our tray. We're going to fill them up with bread, and we're going to open this up, slide them right in here, and then we're going to get started with this. So our first test batch just finished up, and you can see here now it is defrosting the chamber, which takes about 2 hours, it said. So we're going to let that do that, and you can kind of see in there where it is defrosting. You can see around the edges where the frost is still in there. But what we did on our first one is we made bread. And so they say this is a good idea for a few reasons. Number one, to test everything on your unit to make sure it's working. And number two, to kind of get the smell absorbed and taken out of the machine using this bread. So it worked very well. In fact, if you take this bread, it's hard, and if we break it, look at that. It's almost like a styrofoam texture. Just breaks right in half. And I tasted it too, and I was very surprised, but it really didn't lose much of its flavor at all. So this is our first run in our Harvest Right XL machine. We're going to be doing so much more with this. If you'd like to follow along and see the recipes and the things we're going to be making, be sure to subscribe, because we're going to have a lot of videos on it. And if you want to check out any of the Harvest Right machines and see what deals they currently have going on, I'll put the link below this video so you can go to their website and learn more about it. That's it for this video, guys. Have a great day.